This affidavit sent to us by Tyler PD includes some gruesome details about the death of 18-year-old Deja Hood. Investigators say she was killed by someone she considered a friend.
Even though he's been arrested, there's still a lot of follow-up. It was around just before 1 p.m. where they found the evidence behind one of the apartment buildings. That led us to then take the suspect to the police department, where he was interviewed, and ultimately an arrest warrant was issued. It's a very a traumatic thing that happened, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the family.
In this episode, we'll focus on the tragic death of Deja Hood, an 18-year-old who was brutally killed by a man she mistaken for a friend. Deja was a young woman with a whole life ahead of her when Jamaurea Britton, a 19-year-old who had welcomed her into his apartment, took her life after she tugged on his ear. Before we begin this video, we would like to express our deepest sympathies to the family and friends who were severely affected by this horrible crime. We would also like to send condolences to Deja's family and friends. Today's case takes us to Tyler. Tyler is a city located in the eastern part of the state of Texas. The city has a population of around 106,000 residents. Tyler is often referred to as the Rose Capital of America due to its prominent role in the rose-growing industry. The city hosts the Texas Rose Festival every year, showcasing a stunning array of roses and attracting visitors from around the country. Deja Hood was described by her friends and family as someone you could talk to about anything. She was a friend who was there for you no matter what and kept you smiling. She was also overflowing with life and enthusiasm. Deja had a positive outlook on life and an empathetic heart.
My heart just dropped because it was just so unexpected. And then the way she went was like uncalled for. Like, she didn't deserve that. She was always like smiling, happy. She had like great energy. She was good-hearted too. She was very talented.
When you first meet her, it's like you know her already.
She had recently graduated from Tyler High School in Texas and had huge ambitions to move to a big city and attend college. She adored wig installation and the entire fashion industry. She was a devoted daughter, sister, and friend to many. Up until September 26th, she had a perfect existence. Deja had many friends, and Jamaurea Britton was one of them. Deja has been friends with Britton, who is 19 years old. Jamaurea has been described as a shy, timid individual who enjoyed having fun. When she couldn't get in touch with her daughter, Deja's mother started to worry a lot. Hood's mother, Lakita Jordan, said that she had not been able to reach her since Monday, when it went out with her friends a few hours before she was discovered. Police were informed by her that Jamaurea Britton, a friend, might have been with Hood. She added that her daughter's disappearance without answering the phone or informing anyone of her whereabouts was incredibly out of character for her. When the police approached Jamaurea, he informed them that she had arrived, and she had also assisted him in moving into his apartment. Although he admitted to picking her up and that she was watching a 1-year-old child, he also claimed that Deja had been picked up by someone and that he had no idea where Deja was. However, because he was the one who delivered the baby to Deja's mother, the authorities realized right away that he was lying. Deja was not with him when he dropped the baby off at the mother of the 18-year-old. They made the decision to visit Jamaurea's residence while they were looking for Deja to check for anything suspicious and to ask him some questions. When the police entered the apartment, they found strange things. Blood was seen on the carpet, and when asked, he revealed that his ex-girlfriend had done that. When they questioned him, he was interrogated in depth before finally confessing. Jamaurea acknowledged that Deja did arrive at the residence with a baby. He claimed to have broken up with his ex and be going through a lot of difficult things. Deja, being the kind friend that she was, wasn't just there to assist him with packing. She was also there to comfort him over his most recent breakup and the reasons why he made the decision to stop the relationship.
From what I know, She was there to comfort him because like he didn't have nobody to talk to about things.
Deja approached Jamaurea and tugged on his ear as he was in the kitchen while they were conversing. Britton became agitated when she tugged on his ear because he used to do that. Despite the fact that Deja's acts were intended to cheer him up, he reportedly lost it. He took a glass bottle from his pocket and smashed Deja in the head as she turned away. After she overturned, he jumped on top of her and punched her. He also claimed to have strangled her. Jamaurea thus persisted in his assault till he believed Deja to be dead. He then obtained a weapon and attempted to take his life by using a firearm, but a neighbor heard what was happening and knocked on the door, and he explained that there had been a small misunderstanding before things were resolved. After the neighbor had gone, he went to deliver the child that Deja had been watching to her mother's house. However, when he came back, he discovered that Deja was still alive and that she was now calling his name. Sadly, he chose to kill her rather than cease the assault and call for assistance. After wrapping her body, the 19-year-old goes and tries to dispose of her. After a different neighbor witnesses him attempting to do so, he simply drops the person into the stream behind the apartments. Jamaurea was accused with killing the woman after police were able to find her body.
Good evening and thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're learning more about the death of an 18-year-old Tyler woman whose body was found yesterday in a wooded area behind the Holly Tree Apartments near West Grande Boulevard. Tonight, 19-year-old Jamaurea Britton is in the Smith County Jail accused of murdering Deja Hood. Tyler police say he was the last person Deja was seen with before being found dead. Tonight, KLTV7's JD Conti has more on what Britton is telling authorities about the moments leading up to Hood's death.
On Monday night, just after midnight, Lakita Jordan, the mother of 18-year-old Deja Hood, reported her missing. According to an arrest affidavit, Jordan said her daughter may be with Jamaurea Britton. In police custody, the affidavit states he later admitted to Hood's murder. Britton was soon contacted by police, where he said that on Monday he picked up Hood and a 1-year-old child that she was caring for and brought him to the Holly Tree Apartments, where he is a resident. An altercation began after Britton said he returned to the apartment to find the child under the stairwell. Britton said his, quote, fit of rage started after he said Hood tugged on his ear, which he says reminded him of what his ex-girlfriend would do. He began to beat Hood with an object and strangled her. A neighbor soon knocked on the apartment door to ask if everything was okay. After responding, Britton drove the child back to Hood's mother's apartment. When he returned, he discovered Hood was still alive and stabbed her. According to the affidavit, Hood was spooked by a neighbor while disposing of the body and therefore tossed her into a ravine. Police found latex gloves and footprints near a fence that blocks the ravine, as well as gloves and mud near Britton's car. JD Conti, KLTV 7 News.
And tonight, Jamaurea Britton is being held in the Smith County Jail with bonds set at $1 million.
After Deja passed away, her family was shown a lot of love by the neighborhood. One of her family members, Shell Moxie Asbell, started a GoFundMe page to raise money for funeral costs. The page received nearly $4,000 from close to 150 contributors. Deja was adored by her family and friends, and she will be remembered primarily for her heart of kindness. May Deja Hood's story remind us to be wary of blind trust.
Whatever happened to her is just like, it wasn't like believable.
If you would like to stay updated with this type of content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the following video.